Many football boots come with claims to boost shot power or enhance speed, but few football boots are marketed with the bravado of the Under Armour Blur Carbon 3. According to the box, by putting these on you are about to become the ultimate direction-changing machine. Under Armour, we love your confidence. That said, at least the tagline leaves little doubt as to the nature of the Blur Carbon 3's MO. These are Under Armour's fastest ever boots and feature a raft of technology designed to help support your feet through a variety of changes in direction to give you the advantage on the pitch. Taking the Blur Carbon 3 out of the box, and it's clear that Under Armour have aimed to make the Blur 3 as futuristic as possible. Having had mixed success with the last two Blurs, the latest edition simultaneously looks like a more traditional boot than its predecessors, while still definitely breaking the mould when it comes to boot design. First off, props must be given to Under Armour for the extra TLC given to the packaging of these boots, making them feel like a truly premium release. Not only is the reflective box a step above other offerings on the market, but the boot bag is actually pretty decent too, with branded adjustment straps and a weightier, durable feel than other branded bags. Chuck in a pair of lighter, less padded insoles, an extra pair of laces, and a rubber thingy that we think is meant to keep your spare insoles together, maybe, and Under Armour earn brownie points straight out of the gate for presentation. The boots themselves are no slouches in the presentation department either, launching in a race car red with holographic print, chromed out silver flank and a matte black heel wrap, and there's no doubt that these are one of the most eye-catching releases of the last 12 months. This bold aesthetic is wrapped around a reinforced synthetic upper that does feel surprisingly stretchy, with a good level of fit while still being super thin. All of this will likely translate to a great fit, though we do have concerns on the frictionless design of the upper, which will likely make ball control difficult in wet weather. That said, boots like the Puma V111 and the first two generations of Adizero all had a little in the way of grip and still proved to be great performers, so we won't judge them on that just yet. Speaking of the interior, the Blur 3 uses a wraparound tongue, something we don't see all that often in football boots at the moment. Adidas had a split reaction to this method of design on the Adipure 2 and the Predator X, so Under Armour are taking something of a gamble using it here on a speed boot, with little else to pad the cleat out. We can't wait to see how that gamble pays off. One thing that is definitely worth pointing out is how stripped back these boots are on the inside. If other boots are high-tech supercars, then the Under Armour Blur Carbon 3 is Formula 1, with all the luxuries stripped out of the inside in the name of lowering weight. The heel cup on the Blur 3 is barely thicker than the upper, with little to no padding, suggesting Under Armour believe they can lock the foot into this area using other aspects of the boot to keep comfort on the up. Under Armour have a great history of comfortable boots, and here on the Blur 3 they have continued to utilise technologies like 4G foam and micro-G cushioning that has proved successful in the past. But given the minimalist nature of the boot, we can't wait to see if that's enough to balance out the lack of padding elsewhere on the interior of the Blur 3. Onto the tech that gives the Blur Carbon 3 its name, the lateral side of each boot boasts a carbon fibre wing running up the side of the midfoot. Under Armour claim this wing works with the upper and the sole plate to help reinforce the boot and stabilise the foot, creating more responsive traction and stabilising the foot when making quick lateral movements. This element of the design continues down into the sole plate, where Under Armour have used an extra stud than we're used to seeing, again designed to support that planting foot when pushing off to make a change in direction. The rest of the traction plate is no slouch in the innovation stakes either. Split into two pieces, the rear has a spine of carbon fibre running through a P-back synthetic for a huge level of support and improved energy transfer when sprinting and striking the ball. That said, we might go as far as to say this is one of the stiffest sole plates we've ever felt, but with enough flexion under the toes, we're definitely excited to see how this whole system comes together on the pitch. Elsewhere on the sole plate, Under Armour have a combination of bladed and conical studs, something we're seeing become more commonplace on boots like the Puma King and the Tiempo Legend. Here, Under Armour have undoubtedly used it for similar reasons as Puma and Nike. The conical studs are for quick engagement and disengagement of the turf and freedom of movement when turning on the spot, whilst the bladed studs allow greater traction and stabilisation for the planted foot during striking or turning. All in all, the Under Armour Blur Carbon 3 is an incredible array of ideas that seem daunting on their own. A minimal upper, wraparound tongue, very little heel padding, and a super stiff midfoot spine. However, the big question is whether Under Armour have managed to bring all these high-risk concepts together on a boot that makes them work in a way no other boot has before. To find out, you'll have to stay tuned to Footy-Boots.com and here on the YouTube channel for the full review coming in the next few weeks.